Already here. Okay. He said go live now, right? Are we live now? Okay. All right. WNUR 89.3 FM and HD1 Evanston, Chicago. This is DJ Rocky Floyd. I am here for the Vintage House Music Show. We're doing a 2-hour episode tonight. The first hour of this will be with the incomparable, legendary Mr. Ron Carroll. He's we're helping and assisting with the Ark Music Festival that's coming up at the end of the month, or the first 3 days of September, in which Mr. Carroll is a part of it. So, first of all, welcome, Mr. Carroll.
Thank you, Brother Floyd.
It is an honor and pleasure to sit with you as always.
Yes, sir.
So, give me your haps on what the Ark Music Festival is.
Well, the one thing I can say about ARC is that it's a combination of what normal festivals do, which like get the big names from overseas and
Okay.
everything, and then what I like about them is that they are incorporating Chicago talent with with the overseas talent, and they're billing people the same.
Okay.
You get what I mean? That's the one thing about it. I mean, a lot of us, me over the years as well, there will be a major guy come in town. I would probably open for them,
Right.
play with them, but I wouldn't be billed. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Got you.
So one thing I can say about ARC is that they are giving that billing equality
Okay.
as far as this festival, and I think it's wonderful. And I think, it's starting out with people that are, how can I say? I would say more globally
Okay.
from Chicago successful,
Right.
but I believe that it's going to stem from that where more people that just have the raw talent are able to play as well. So I think
Okay.
it's a beginning. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that they're able to do this and they're doing it for the city.
Okay. So I know we don't have to get into the history of Ron Carroll, because if you don't know Ron Carroll, I'm sorry, you don't need to be living in Chicago first of
Oh
all.
my gosh, a lot of
So
people don't know me, Rock. I mean, that's what the stations are for, bro.
well,
Right.
I hear you, but if you are, if anyone goes to any event in Chicago, house music wise, and a Ron Carroll song has not been played, I'm sorry, then they've been going to the wrong parties in the first place. So, you and I have 30 plus, because I've,
Absolutely,
man, warehouse too easily for sure.
absolutely.
So I mean, um, give, give me your synopsis on how the Chicago house community is.
Well, Chicago house scene is like it because it's broken up. First of all, Chicago is a very separative city, so every group of individuals have their own scene. It's not like New York where it's a melting pot where everybody's kind of together, whether it be Latin, white, black, Asian. Here, it's different tiers. So you have your black scene, you have your black gay scene, black straight scene. You have your white gay scene, white straight scene. Like that's how it is here.
Okay.
Um, and I mean, being a black man, coming from that side of it, it's a hard place to be um, because the business side of it is lacking a lot, and because of that, people are just kind of out there on a limb trying to do this thing because everybody loves it. You can't. One thing I say to everybody that I talk to about the scene is that we all love what we do, right?
Right.
And it seems like there are certain people who get that shine more than others. Now I'm gonna say this: uh, the shine that people get more than others could come from many different things, right? Like it could come from them sacrificing certain things more than another person, or because a lot of people that we see, bro, trust me, they look good on the outside, but they probably broke. You got a lot of people that have jobs and they're not going to sacrifice their job. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which I mean, if you're making good money, you don't supposed to do that. But you have some people who will stop working a regular 9 to 5 in order to do this music. So a lot of times that extra sacrifice is what causes them finally to get that reward
Gotcha.
or that visibility that they've been looking for. So it's all about sacrificing everything. You know what I mean?
Okay. No, I hear you. I understand. Yeah. What you put into it is what you should get out of it. So I mean, if you if you if you,
100%.
if you put the work in, you do what you're supposed to do. Absolutely. I agree with you 100% on that.
Absolutely.
Um, let me back up to the Ark Festival again. So I see that there's some you were saying that it's really like a great global thing, but it also incorporates a bunch of people that are from Chicago,
Exactly.
or at least originate from Chicago. Let me
For
say
sure.
originate from Chicago. Um, is there it's a 3 day
Yes.
festival? Is there anyone in particular that that one you would like to see, and two maybe you might want to, if they're outside of Chicago, that you might want to inform who's listening to might they might want to come out and listen to?
Well, I will say this, brother. The Ark has so many great talents in house and techno
Right.
together. I always have love for my Detroit family because
Okay.
it's that Midwestern thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Seth Troxler is someone definitely that people should come check out because he's not one sided. He's all over the place, but he's
Okay.
all over the place in a very artistic way. So you would actually enjoy it.
Okay.
Another person to me that has a lot of energy. He's from the UK, and it's Fatboy Slim.
Okay.
Fatboy Slim, very avant-garde type of dude. He's very like he'll go from a down tempo to a break beat, back into a house groove to an anthem to an underground track. Like he'll do that within his whole set, and the way that his energy and the way that he entertains the crowd
Okay.
physically while he plays. It's
Okay.
amazing to see. So I think people need to come out and see Fatboy Slim as well. And I'm looking at the list here. Oh, my brother, Vintage Culture from Brazil, and he's playing on Sunday. Vintage Culture, that's my dude. I tour Brazil a lot, and I met him when he was just popular in Brazil alone.
Okay.
So the fact that he's now touring the States and able to bring that sexy, deep Brazilian techno sound here is a great thing. So
Okay. That's good.
just check him out for sure.
Okay, that's good. All right, so well, let me make sure we do this right. So you're playing on Saturday
On
night,
Saturday, yeah.
and like I'm looking at the lineup now.
Uh-huh.
Friday night looks well. I mean, there's a lot of people that I know, of course, just because I just done my research and listened to
For
other
sure.
people.
For sure.
But there are some people on here that that may not know that they may not know. So I'm if you can go through and see if
Okay.
so on a Friday
So
night, who would
yeah.
you tell them to come see on a Friday?
Okay, so here's the thing. Friday night, definitely check out Boris Brecha,
Mm-hmm.
Chris Lake.
Okay.
Clooney is really good because Clooney is he's connected with Fisher and with Chris Lake, so he's one of the newer brothers with them.
Okay.
So he's great. You know what? I like Hiroko Yamamura because she's from Chicago
Okay.
and she's incredible at doing the techno sound.
Okay.
Nora Impure, that's my sister from Switzerland.
Okay.
She was able to take her pure brand and make it huge.
Okay.
So I definitely applaud her. And then, of course, my UK brother, Richie Houghton, legendary techno dude from the UK. Come check him out as well.
Okay. All right. So that's who you guys to check out on Friday night. On Saturday night,
Man.
the Saturday night one
Ooh,
it's lined up hard.
stacked.
So I mean, we got everybody from Carl Cox to Derek Carter, DJ Lady D,
Yeah.
Gene Ferris, Honey Dijon is
Yeah.
that woman is phenomenal.
Kicking.
Chicago too, represent Chicago right
For
there.
sure.
Then of course we got Mr. Farina,
Mm-hmm.
we got Mr. Dunn,
Yes.
that Ricardo Villalobos. I like that dude too.
Oh no, Ricardo Villalobos is a monster.
Yeah, yes he
For
is.
sure.
Yes he is. And then there's this dude here. His name is oh yeah, it's Ron Carroll. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be there Saturday.
Yeah, y'all
Yeah,
might want to come
sure.
check him out. I mean,
You may. I mean,
come check this dude out. I
Yeah.
mean, again, if you're from Chicago and don't know this dude, I'm sorry. Then you need to come out Saturday to make sure. The Chicago representation on Saturday is thick,
Yeah.
very thick.
Yes.
So again, this lineup on Saturday, even if you don't do 3 days, Chicago, you got to do Saturday.
Yes.
You have to do Saturday.
Yes.
So there's also, you go to the website arkmusicalfestival.com, and they have the whole list up there of who's playing on what night. So, but again, Friday night is hot.
Yes.
Saturday night is fire. I hate to do this, Mike Dunn. Fire, baby.
Yeah.
Saturday is fire. Okay, so Sunday. Now again, I think this goes back more to the techno side.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Outside of again, you name some people. Fatboy Slim, he's playing that night. We also have Chicago's own Chip E.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't know Chip E either, you don't need to be in the house music scene as well. Who else from here would you?
So DJ Tennis is cool.
Okay.
It's, funny name, but Tennis is good. Ceres D.
Okay.
Is the alter ego of Eric Prydz.
Okay.
So he's going to put on a great show.
Okay.
I would say also Clapton.
Mm-hmm.
Clapton is the dude who wears the kind of like the New Orleans like Mardi Gras mask.
Okay.
With the top hat. I'm not really into people that put on costumes.
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like Mickey Mouse white gloves, things.
Right.
But he's a good DJ.
Okay.
So definitely him. Gorgon City is really good.
Okay.
And let me see. Wow, Wax Motif.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wax Motif. And Adam Beyer. Love them too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So again, this is the Ark Music Festival. It is, I think the dates is the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd.
Second, third, and 4th.
Mm-hmm. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, which is the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday of the weekend before Labor Day.
No, Labor Day weekend.
That is Labor Day is Monday. I always say Labor Day weekend.
That, you know what? That's true. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, either way, it is Labor Day weekend, and most people would call it. You're absolutely right. So it is Labor Day weekend. So if you guys are not going somewhere out of town, nowhere, if it's just because I know it's, especially for Chicago, it's back to school for the kids and stuff like that. If you want to get that last big party in, this is where you want to be at. And again, like I said, Saturday is Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but Saturday has the greatest or the most Chicago representation. Yeah. So if you don't do 3 and you only want to do 1, that Saturday would probably be the best one to come listen to, especially if you are. Knocking. Yeah, it is. Again, just the whole Chicago representation is nice. So, and make sure you do come Saturday because Ron Carroll is going to be there. So, okay. So, what other things do you have that's going on? That you do, and I won't even say your weekly gigs because I won't even touch that yet. I want to get into, things that are coming out because again, outside of Ron Carroll, just isn't a DJ. So for those that still don't know who Ron Carroll is just not a DJ. Ron Carroll is a producer, a musical producer who puts out excellent tracks. So if you just listen to the music and you just want to listen to some music, where can they actually go and get give them the different venues to get them from? So,
well, I would say this: a lot of my songs are, of course, on Apple Music as far as streaming, Apple Music, Spotify. You can get my stuff on Juno. You can order some of the older vinyl classics from Juno. Beatport, you can find them there, and Track Source, my brother Brian Tapper's company, you can get them there, and then we have certain little things that we put out ourselves on SoundCloud.
Right.
We have our mixes coming up each and every week in September on our SoundCloud.
Okay.
Which is my show called Assembly.
Okay.
And it's a musical church.
Okay.
And so we're gonna take it very seriously. We're gonna have members and we're gonna enjoy music together as one spiritual body.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, I mean, yeah. So, as we was listening to Assembly.
Uh-huh.
Um, so, is that one of the biggest things that you're pushing now in regards to where you're trying to take the music to, or
Yeah, what happened to me? Well, with all of us, when we start this thing, right, we have this thing where we want to be popular, right?
right?
And you want to be accepted with your peers, and you want to do a lot of things. And I got to the point where I was able to fight through a lot of things to get some of that, right? But
Okay.
then as time went on, I started to get more into the spiritual side of things and started to realize that it's not really about me. I'm just a vessel. And I said, well, house music is really a religion.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, it's not just a sound. It's a religion. It's a belief. It's a way of life, right?
Absolutely.
So started to look at that. I said, well, the DJs to me, they're like messengers. The DJs are preachers. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Absolutely.
And the producers are people they're the prophets. They're creating this word
Mm-hmm.
that we can spread. And I thought about it in that way, and I said, you know what? It's time to. And trust me, I'm all into ancestral lines and everything. And I said, my ancestors kept saying, Ron, you got to do it. You have to do it. You have to do it. And I kept pushing back at it, like, oh, it's going to seem like I'm crazy to me, you know.
Okay.
And but then all of a sudden, the shutdowns happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when the shutdowns happened, it took people in two directions. Either you became more fearful,
Right.
or you started to adopt a certain energy and power from the source through this thing,
Right.
right?
Absolutely.
So the other one is what came to me.
Got you.
And I said, well, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it. It's called Assembly. And we're going to kick it off by doing just mixes first.
Okay.
And then we're going to start doing gatherings um, where we talk about living, eating, and all of will be around music. So you have one room which will be music, and then the other rooms will be you being taught by
Right.
people that can teach you how to better balance your budget,
Right.
or someone that can tell you how to eat correctly and keep your body in shape and all these type of things. And I love it that it's happening that way, because me being a big guy, it's better because that way you can see my transformation along with yours.
Right.
So it doesn't look like, I can't stand those little ads when you see a person and they're already skinny and they got the abs and they're
Right.
trying to tell you how to lose weight.
Right.
You're like, you already there, G, you know what I mean? But if you have somebody that's with you, because there's no like big person and small, we're all equal here, right? So it's about you also looking at me and say, well, I see your transformation
Right.
and we're all transforming together.
Right.
So I think it's a very powerful situation, and I'm just gonna go for it.
That's actually very powerful. I think that's really good. I think, again, just for the mere fact, of course, house music has given so much
Yeah,
in regards to people knowing people, families being brought together, friends being just united forever together.
for
And
sure.
now, because again, most of us are well past the 5 hour dancing primes that we used to be in. So now we do the 2 hour sit down and then maybe do another hour. That what this does is now this actually gives us another avenue for more bonding and for people that probably still haven't came together,
For sure.
come together.
For sure.
Again, yeah, the avenue for house music, of course, has always been the greatest. Uh, what I want to say, the avenue for house music has always been the greatest door to be opened because with the amount of
Yeah.
with the variety
side was more open.
Right.
But I don't want to put a color tone to it, but it's hard not to,
Right.
especially in a city like Chicago. Those who are listening up elsewhere, we're only talking about the original Chicago. I know that the new generation, they're more together.
Absolutely.
So I do want to applaud the younger generation for being more together. Okay. So, but where myself and Rock came from, it was very divided.
You know, in some aspects, I agree. But I think that when we were doing the major parties, what I'm saying is like the hotel parties and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I think that everyone was incorporating everyone at that point because we had uh, um, the promoters who were starting
Correct.
had they were trying to draw in whoever they could. So
True.
if they could pull in, if they could pull in Gene Hunt, if they could pull in Terry, if they could pull in Rush, if they could pull in then
Like,
what was to be done be done.
right.
Put them into the idea.
I totally get where you're coming from because there was enough of us hipster like you had the gothic type of kids. You had the ones who were very they dress normally.
Right.
Right. So you had those people. I used to DJ Rush at the Reactor. So he had those real artsy gothic type of kids. Right.
Right.
So I get what you mean by bringing those energies into the same room.
Right. And the things that we could hold on to at that time was Frankie's Two a Year, catching Little Lewis when he comes to town.
True.
You know, we didn't have, you know, again, we didn't have something that was a stable thing or a consistent thing every week like we were doing.
Well, that's because house at that time it died away.
Well, I don't think it really died.
Well, I would say died away. Not now. Don't get me wrong. See, there's a whole story to this.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it'll be a long show. Like, for real. There's
Right.
a long story. There's a long story to this because there was a moment when house faded with the black culture.
Oh yeah, it took a vacation. Absolutely.
Correct.
Absolutely.
What happened was, I would say, original hip hop felt more relatable.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because it had lyrics and it felt more relatable. A lot of people turned to that sound. I know certain DJs who said, F house music. I'm done with it. I'm only doing hip hop. I was around when they said it in the room. During that time, a lot of people went to rap and hip hop.
Right.
So the North Side, bless their souls, in the late 90s going into 2000s, were still
Doing
rocking house music.
Absolutely.
Right. I was a part of that. I was up north. But the South Side guys, some of the great ones that are playing at this festival right here, turned their back on house at a certain time. Now, once that happened, the only reason why they came back to house is because hip hop got too ignorant.
Exactly.
The only reason why. If you still would have had Dead Prez and Wu Tang still rocking,
They still be there.
Still be there.
Got you.
And it is proven because what's my man Eric Silverone, Black Party, very successful festival. Big ups to Eric. He had Busta Rhymes there in Ashanti. Everybody who said their house head
Right.
was there.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the era in which they turned their back on house.
Yeah, because Busta was a club banger.
See?
Busta was in the clubs. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So the crowd that we're seeing now are nothing but old hip hop heads.
Mm-hmm.
The ones that were so-called real house,
right?
They either go out to white clubs, so-called in Chicago, or they moved. They left. They went to Florida, or they went to Texas, or they went to, or you know what I'm saying? They're gone.
No, I feel you. I hear you.
And so that's what happened. So we have a generation of people that were not really house. Now, even some of the DJs now from the South Side were not house DJs. Absolutely. They turned into them,
right? Because
house became popular,
right?
So that's why, you know, when somebody said to me, "Hey, Ron, now I don't know what it is, man, but I go south, right, and I hear the house, and then I go north and I hear different. Like South Side, like every DJ play the same 10 to 20 songs."
Yep.
I said, because that's the mentality of a hip hop radio DJ.
Right.
I'm not saying nothing against them.
Right.
But that's why it's a repetition and not so much as I'm taking a chance on the music. Whereas up north, you feel more free.
Right.
Okay, well,
I could do this.
I could play it. I just got it. I'm gonna play it tonight.
I could try it. Yeah.
I could try it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's where the mentality comes from. And so I would say even the term house head, that's we never said that.
Nope.
I was never a house head.
Yeah. That when that term came out, I did the Scooby Doo, like, you know.
We didn't say it though, Rock. Did we say it?
We were just it.
That's it.
You didn't have to say anything. What you do? I listen to house music.
That's it.
I mean, house head. And I agree. I think it's I think that we've gotten so much more now into labels and
for sure.
I mean, and it's funny because because back then when you had the dance crews and all this other stuff, nice. And, it just, it was just fun.
Yes,
it was just fun.
Yes.
I think that nowadays it has gotten way. I don't even want to say political. I think it's just gotten way too cliquish.
Well, I'm gonna tell you how that started. Okay, now this is the part of the show. Okay.
Listen.
First of all,
views that are coming from Ron Carroll, not at WNUR 89.3 FM.
Thank you. There we go. We had to put that out. And also, another disclaimer: I am not here. It's not a negative thing what I'm saying. One thing about me, I just tell you the truth,
the facts. That's all.
That's it. And I'll tell you the facts on myself. Like I said, ask me anything. Right? That's the key. Here's where the clicks came in. There was a moment on the South Side era. There was a moment when the chosen few completely controlled every movement of the South Side.
Mm-hmm.
During the time.
Yeah.
First of all, big ups to them. They celebrated 30 years. Absolutely. And they're only doing what they are to do.
Right.
Being a crew and to grow. Make sure your brand grows. That's what everyone does. It's all about growth. But what happened was the reason these cliques started to pop up is because the festival was like I would say it was the Oscar Awards for Southside DJs. Okay. And what ends up happening is that when you start to go to them and you're like, well, can I play? Can I play on it? Can I be a part of it? And they keep no or laughing or whatever they do. What happens is it builds up this this aggression, like
animosity. Actually,
and there you go, sir. Nice. There you operate the word animosity. And what happens is that they say, okay, fine, I'm gonna start my own. Now, don't get me wrong. Whatever puts charges in your back for you to grow something, it's amazing.
Absolutely.
It can come from animosity. It can come from jealousy. Whatever gives you that spark to want to become something of the same caliber or greater, it's a beautiful thing. That's just how the game is made. But that's why you have all these cliques. Now, what happens is once they form a clique here, right? This I call it the animosity clique. Number one. Then they start to do well, right? You
Right.
start watching them. Okay, they're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
So you're thinking it might be easier to go through them because these guys are a little bit tough. So
Right.
they're starting to do their thing. So let me go here. Hey guys, what about me? Then now they're feeling themselves second in command, right?
Right.
So now they're like, no, we got our own thing. Now that person has animosity. And it's not to talk about the motivation, right? But here's what I can say. The South Side is a small nucleus of what you can accomplish,
Mm-hmm.
right? And those who are doing the same thing on the North Side, on the West Side. Now, a lot of people bring up rock. Hey, let's all work together. Let's throw that out the window. There's too many egos involved.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Too many egos involved. That's why I'm doing the assembly, because with the assembly, it's about musical expression. So it's not about a headlining DJ,
Right.
a middle, or an opener. It's about people who just love to play.
Play. Okay.
You see what I mean? That's
Absolutely.
why it's being created. You know.
Okay.
I want to get away from the ego politics.
Good luck.
Okay, of the situation. Well, no, I'm gonna do it.
I no,
And
no.
those people who don't want to be a part, that's fine.
No,
That's
I
your
understand.
choice. You get what I mean?
Hey, we are the world. I'm for that 100%.
That's the key. And so that's what we're gonna do. And a lot of you, what you Thursdays, right? You got the cinema,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's another clip.
Absolutely.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
So
I agree.
Exactly, and that came from wanting to create. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So all of us have this willingness to create, right? And I think that we should. The only thing I feel is when you want to create, get rid of the animosity part. At a certain point, let it be your fuel, but then start to get away from that.
Right.
And then start to just do it for the people to create a great scene in this great city.
Right.
That's what it's all about.
I agree. I think a lot, because a lot of times I think that when certain crews or cliques or whatever you want to say get successful,
Right.
the sometimes I think that the message of what that to me, I think that's where it goes bad. You know,
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of I won't even say a specific side of town because I just think a lot of the DJs who are not part of that clique or don't try to roll with that clique, a lot of times that chip on their shoulder gets a little bit too big. And I think that what happens is because you carry that so much
Right.
with a lot of people. Like I asked so and so let me play. They said no. But the next week they had somebody. They had so and so play, and I know I play better than him. See.
Oh,
I see. I have this mentality, and this is the way I carry myself. I have never said, never will. If you ever hear me say it, I want y'all to check me on it too. I have never said I was better than anybody else. Never. I don't care if you started DJing 5 days ago. Welcome to the family.
right.
Period. But the flip side of it is, I don't think anybody's better than me.
Okay.
And see, the thing is that I try to make sure everything stays even keel. I
Okay.
don't think that there's nobody. I don't think there's anybody I've never walked past and didn't acknowledge. If I've known you, I've known you. I'm going to walk up and say hello, how you doing?
For sure.
We may not sit down and chop it up,
For sure.
but acknowledgement, I'm going to make sure you get that because again, everybody's going to put their work in. Be it 30 years,
Yes.
be it 10, be
Yes.
it 5, be it 3 days.
Correct.
There's work,
Correct.
and as long as you're willing to show passion for it and get out here and do it, I'm all for it. I don't care. But I think that a lot of times, a lot of these cliques, because of that chip on their shoulder,
Yes.
they put that chip on their shoulder, not for the. I think when do put the chip on the shoulder. The chip on the shoulder was for what got them motivated, but now they're turning the chip on the shoulder to who's trying to come up behind them as
Right,
well.
right.
Yeah.
It's that's something that happens in the business,
Mm-hmm.
because remember we talked about the three-letter word. It's called ego.
Yep.
The only way you can get rid of an ego is to start to tap into your spiritual self and
Absolutely.
your spiritual side. If you don't do that, you're going to struggle with your ego forever.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
and so we have to realize that there are going to be people who are driven by ego for the rest of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
But the key part about your walk in life is by noticing who they are and saying, okay, you're cool, but I can't work with you in any capacity whatsoever. You're driven by ego.
Right.
And I'm not against you, but I have to go with someone who's not.
Gotcha.
We can't be mad at them. Don't get me wrong. Every emotion that you're talking about, I've gone through every emotion. Trust me. Moments where I ask certain people to play, they say, you'll never play. I've heard stories about people that have told people overseas not to book me when they trusted their word.
Mm-hmm.
Don't book them, don't bring them over. Everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you this. Yes. Is it hurtful? Of course. Does it make you angry? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
We're in human form.
Right.
Okay. Those things are going to upset you, right?
Mm-hmm.
The key is that you have to always take a minute to step back and look at what your job is and only what your job
Mm-hmm.
is. Okay. I was just telling my friend, I said, man, I don't care about what place I'm in, what position I'm in. I'm here to touch lives.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Absolutely.
Opening, middle, close, not playing it all, just being there, touch lives.
Gotcha.
And that's the level that we should all want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
But it takes a while. And I still today struggle with certain people. You know, certain people say something, and I look at them like, you know what I mean? That part of you want to come out. You feel me? You want to choke them out. You get what I'm saying? Those type of things still are going to happen because we're in human form.
Absolutely.
So within human form, we're going to deal with this and always struggle with it. But as long as you allow your spirit part to win, you're good.
You're doing the right thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
but you're going to feel it
Oh,
all
yes.
day long.
You got a question, lady?
I think I want to transition to getting you on the decks for just a little bit.
Okay.
But
Okay.
we can't let you go without talking a little bit about the environment in house music right now. It's sort of bend towards mainstream and pop with the infusion of Beyonce and Drake these days. We have to have you address sort of kind of conversation that's getting globally and sort of putting black music and house music sort of to the forefront. Is that a positive for Chicago DJs? Are we monetizing that? Are we getting more gigs because of it? Or what do you think about sort of the whole discussion now? And then I want you to jump on the decks. I just want to hear.
All right. So, okay, I've been getting these questions a lot. We just talked about this yesterday with Billboard magazine. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, and that's just the key. Being a person that has lived house, I don't care anything about Beyonce nor Drake. To me, they do not add anything for me.
Right.
However, there's a generation of people who don't know who we are, what we love, what we grew up
Mm-hmm.
on, right? But they know them. Now, the question is, does it help us? Rock, really think about it. So what's going to happen? They're going to all of a sudden
Start showing up.
major labels are going to start coming and sign all these hardworking, like Cherie Hicks. Is somebody going to come sign Cherie Hicks now?
Right.
Or Carla Prather?
Right.
And they're going to come sign her now? No, they're not.
Right.
You see what I mean? I don't look at it because house has always been big. and been signed to majors, because you have DJs who are house DJs,
Right.
like David Guetta, like Calvin Harris,
Mhm.
like Diplo,
Mm-hmm.
and A-Track. These people are signed to major labels and they're making major tunes. So I feel that a Beyonce and a Drake should wake up executives to sign vocalists
Absolutely.
without
Absolutely.
question. Do I think people like Carla and Cherie and Miranda Nicole's and Barbara Tucker's and
Michelle Weeks.
CC's and Michelle Weeks and
Mm-hmm.
all those people, this is for them,
Right.
not for the DJ. This is a moment for them to say, okay, now let me get in the studio and start creating, because now they're looking at the artist right now.
Exactly.
They're looking at the vocalist right now. This is what I see in that. I don't see it helping a DJ. But an artist, a vocal artist, absolutely. I think they need to jump on it quick.
I agree. I think, but one thing I think the from the generational side also, I think what it does also is that, for a 19, 20, 21-year-old who listens to Drake or who listens to Beyonce, it for everything that they have not heard in regards to what we have done or what has been done around us. Best example is that when Drake came out with that Black Coffee remix.
Yeah.
Again, I, I see the the process of where it's trying to go.
Correct.
And it's trying to introduce the generation. I don't know whether it's generation Y or I don't know what they call them now. Z or whatever it is.
Z, yes.
Z is to try to introduce them to the music that was laid for the foundation of what everybody they listen to now. I think it does. I think it does that, but I think the way that it was introduced was improper. How many things they say. Beyonce saved house music. House music wasn't dying. It just hasn't been introduced to this generation. So if this is where it's going, or if this is the process to where we can actually get a Cherie Hicks signed to Atlantic, or to get Carla Prater signed to Columbia or whatever, if that comes out of this, I applaud, because that's what it should do.
That's what I'm looking for,
right? And that's what it should do, because all of these people that have put in the work that don't get the notoriety of what pop music does, is that if this introduces it to it, and some of our music becomes pop,
for sure,
I can deal with that.
Absolutely.
Because that never mainstream, and that's where then just disappeared, and then now we're not really mainstream, but there's a house song on, they'll play a house song every now and then on the Studio 50, 54 page.
Sure.
I mean, it's there, but it's not like, here, this is what we really need to be listening to. That's what pop music is to me. This is what you really need to be listening to. Who have been out here doing it. Oh, absolutely. Then Beyonce are attempting to do. Absolutely.
I would say those who are singers, no matter what age you are right now, if you're listening and you're a vocalist and you happen to like electronic music, I think now is your time to go out and make those 3.5 minute tracks. Write those big hooks, catchy rhythms, and start to petition your music to be on rotation. And even start like stations like WNUR. Because if you do, the thing about the reason the house is not looked at is because, come on, man, let's be honest, right? Miranda Nicole, which I love her vocals, that's why I mentioned her name. Carla Prater and Cherie Hicks, they make up-tempo adult contemporary all day long.
Absolutely.
Any of you younger people that's listening, if you look up Soulful House, right, the platform Soulful House, you will hear Anita Baker's, Luther Vandross's, Phyllis Hyman's,
Sade.
all day long.
Yep.
Because it's there.
Right.
The only situation is that they don't make the radio version. They don't put a little extra money into making and creating videos for either TikTok or for YouTube to give it more presence. That comes from these labels.
Absolutely. Promotion of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. And then here's the thing, I'm giving a key right now for those who listen. I know everybody loves the fact of being a DJ, but where's our young marketing people at? They go to school for marketing. Where's our young PR people?
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at? We need teams.
Right.
That's why these Europeans are successful, because they have people that, I might DJ at home, but you're the DJ. I'm going to come in with my skills of marketing and PR to assist you. We all can get money together. But everybody's trying to be a DJ star. It's not working. So some people got to say, let's build a team around a person.
Right.
You see what I mean? That's what's missing in our music.
Well, that's why Diplo and them are successful.
Exactly.
Because they have a public relations team. He had the whole thing is in place, that all he has to do is show up and play. He doesn't even have to talk.
And all those people that's with him, Rock, they probably can DJ.
Right. Absolutely.
But they said, you know what? You're the guy.
Right.
So we're going to get behind you.
Right.
We need more staffing.
Right. Kind of like the old school singers. Like, for example, when Luther Vandross was a backup singer for somebody, laid the foundation, do what I'm going to do, and then when it's time for me to excel, I've taken my groundwork, and now here it goes.
Wow.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. Okay. Okay, so 10 o'clock, I have some tunes. Again, brother.
Man, bro.
You know, it's always love, always respect.
Love, respect.
Everybody, please, I want you to give it up for Mr. Ron Carroll, DJ Ron Carroll, producer Ron Carroll, extraordinaire Ron Carroll.
No,
and,
extraordinary.
Okay. All right, so okay, so give me a few minutes. We're gonna get Ron in on these tunes, and then I'm gonna bring in DJ Shells.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna I'm gonna chop it up with him for a little bit, so we'll be right back.
What's up, man? How you doing, bro? After these messages.
Is it on?
What's up with you, man? That's right. Spiritual connection through music, teaching the masses a new way of thought through sound waves and vibration. Our goal is to get a building and hold gatherings that you have dancing.
Oh yeah, you get the microphone and everything.
Yes, y'all. This is now a musical. They had you standing last time there. We call the assembly. I was giving it some thought because I wanted to say, go back into my
this is my first time up here. I'm joking from HPK day. You get mad, everybody just standing in the corner.
And I believe music is the greatest way to touch the
They
soul.
only had like 5 chairs up there all together.
Standing up, sitting on milk crates.
And you know what? I love that place.
I did too.
But you know the worst part? I tell you, the reason why they closed it was because of the records. Really. They had so many beds of stuff living in it. In the floor. They never cleaned. You know, they had a whole back room where you couldn't. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a body back there, for real. For real. It might have been somebody went back there, got locked in, and they just never went back there and looked. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Anyway, okay, so. Okay. Oh, yeah, they can. That's okay. That's cool. I ain't telling no lies. Yeah. You let's see, where you at? Where's the Lauren, which one is CD? Which one is him? Okay.
Is he on now?
Are you?
I'm gonna be with it.
Are you up?
No, he's not. We would hear.
Right. I'm saying, are you up? So we come out the speakers too. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yep, he's up. He's up.
Okay.
He's up.
All right. There it is. Okay. Mm-hmm. Start week.
What, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, last year?
You're online here. Yes, that's absolutely.
On the,
Yeah, you're on the computer.
video? Sorry, guys, we're in the studio.
Hey, this is we're 50 plus. We ain't gotta get up and move around. So if you just want to listen to straight music, go to WNUR and listen to music. Did you see the post today about the lollipop?
No, what you say?
A DJ put it out there today saying, "What's the point of just the lollipop?" I said, "For who kids?" So you can hear what you want. You know, and I get that. I do.
Instead of messing with my future, tell me no more lies. Children of the sky, children of the sky. It's gonna be all right. Hold on. Don't put up inside. Hold on. One day you will have to answer to the sky. Tell me no lie. You will have to answer to the sky. Come on. Everybody in the universe. Come on. Children of the sky. Sing it, sing it, sing it, sing it now. Come on. All the leaders of the world. Hold on. It's gonna be alright. We can dance, thank you for having me. Just relax your mind. It's so easy to move on tonight. Don't worry about a thing. Rhythm's got you now. So come on, get into it. Feel the right, get your groove on. Take your time. Everything's around. Ain't nothing but a party.
Whether hip hop or R&B, featuring Faith Evans co-starring me. P Diddy, you know I got the key to your city. Unlock the door, rock some more. Beats late, bad boys keep the place. We run R&B too, cause we keep the faith. Giving the streets a taste, slave for sharp.
I remember.
We got the first lady making it hot. Ain't nobody taking the spot. Now shape instead of pain. Coming through with a better grain. And attach. Cell phone, better range. Get the cash. Stack paper for the whole 4 quarters. And something, never chest days. Come on, feel me? You feel like a dance. Come on, let's go. Yeah.
We can dance.
All right. WNUR again, 89.3 FM and HD1 Evanston, Chicago. Last 20 minutes of this has been nothing but Mr. Ron Carroll. You got some pseudonyms too, also besides Ron Carroll, don't you? Is there other like besides just Ron
The
Carroll?
RC Groove Project.
RC Groove
Ron
Project. Disco. Yeah.
Ron Tracks.
See, so again,
Teddy Pendergrass.
so the pseudonym names as well, you'll come across it somewhere. So somewhere, if you're in Chicago and you play house music, you've played a Ron Carroll, aka everyone that he just named. So just to let you know, again, check them out. They're at the Ark Festival, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of September.
Yes.
Saturday again, I am telling everyone who is in Chicago, if you're going to support the art, support Saturday especially, because the amount of Chicago history will be there on Saturday. Once again, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Y'all be safe
Yeah.
and have a good night. All right, so now we are into hour 2. In my hour 2, I have the distinguishment of talking to a man that I've known. Oh wow, man, what is it? Yeah,
About 20 something years.
about 20, 20 some years as well. It's DJ Shells. You know what? I'm first of all, I don't know your real name, so we're gonna get that right. So
Her real name is Sheldon.
Sheldon.
Yes.
Okay, so but everybody always gonna know you as DJ Shells
Right.
because that's what you do. All right, so let's do this first. Give me a breakdown of DJ Shells. When you started DJing, what got you motivated to DJ, and what type of music you like to play most.
Well, let's see. Let me start. So, my DJ career, not particular career, but my love with DJing started in 1988. My mom and dad decided to let me have a grammar school graduation party
Okay.
at the house. So we all trying to figure out how we gonna have a DJ or whatever. And I had the little, the receiver, the house speakers. I had 2 belt drive turntables, a realistic mixer. I had a few records, and my boy had a few records. So we decided we gonna DJ, the 8th grade graduation party.
Okay.
Backyard garage party. We had stuff out there. It had the little Kool-Aid, the chips, whatever. And we DJ'd it, and it was successful. And everybody's like, "Oh, I didn't know, you could play music." Then, family functions from there. I started playing music and tape decks, and then once I graduated school in 1992, I went on to Jackson State University on a music scholarship.
Okay.
And I was playing saxophone there, and I marched in the Sonic Boom in the South. I love Jackson State. In the theater. So my work study job was I was the man on campus because I did sound and lighting in the theater. So when everybody came to school, I got to meet, the Jasmine Guy when they came. I got to meet David Planners when they came.
Okay.
I did sound for Outkast, Brian McKnight came, Mystical, Junior Mafia, everybody came. I was the person who was the plug because I'm working. I get to meet all of them.
Right.
So, Jackson State had a lot of people who went on to be stars now that I went to school with. DJ Scrap Dirty, which president of Violet All Star DJs now.
Mm-hmm.
We went to school together, and I was doing an Outkast concert, and they DJ got sick, and I wasn't DJing now because I'm in the band. Because from 92 to 96 when I was in school, I quit DJing because I'm pursuing a music education degree.
Right. I got
so I didn't, we traveling with the band and all that and sound and light, and I had really gotten into that. So I got Scrap really his start, and now then after that he started, working with Red Alert and carrying crates of records and all that type of stuff and DJing, and he become president of Violetta All-Star DJs now.
Okay.
Also, another guy that came out of Jackson State that I'm real cool with, Greg Lewis. If you all guys watched the Kanye West documentary,
Right. Yeah.
Old School Ice Cream,
Right.
that's Greg Lewis.
Right.
We went to school together. Donald Byrd came. I snuck him in. Hey, me, Donald Byrd. So, it's that kind of love. And then at my roommate, who's my frat brother, jazz artist, if you look him up, Ezra Brown, owns like 4 or 5 different coffee shops all over the United States, from South Carolina to Jackson, Mississippi, to Atlanta, different places. And he's an outstanding jazz musician and played for Cheryl Pepsi Riley.
Okay.
All different artists,
Right.
Stephanie Mills, goes on and on. Russell Gunn, frat brother of mine. All these people. So the love of music has always been there.
Right.
But with me, in '96. I was with my mentor at the time. His name is Ron Carbo, and I was with him in a show. He was road managing for. No, he wasn't road managing. Joseph Whedon was road managing, but he was working for Brown Unite.
Okay.
So I was kind of following around on the show. So they were doing the shows, Ozzy Brothers, Brian Knight, Gap Band. I went and I worked that show, and their drum tech got sick. And the guy says, man, you did a good job tonight, threw me a couple dollars. Then I get a call next day. He say, my drum tech came at the rest of the tour. Can you go? I said, go. He said, yeah. He said, I said, how much you pay? He said, oh, it's $1,500 a week, $400 per diem a week to eat. You know what I'm saying? And we gone. Say, when we leave tomorrow, he said, how much time you need to pack? I said, I'm packed now. And that lasted 2 years from 96 to 98. I was gone, $1,500 a week. And I never graduated school. I didn't go back because I was making more money than everybody else. I'm making $6,000 a month doing what I'm love, traveling, partying, kicking, strip clubs. I mean, we having a ball. We doing it all. So I did that from 96 to 98. Then I came back to Mississippi for a little while. At that time, my roommate, my buddy, my frat brother, I was talking about, Ezra Brown, jazz musician. He opened a club down there. We were doing a club down there called the Living Room Coffee House. And I was still doing sound for like local bands. And then I started doing sound and kind of going out and shadowing Dorothy Moore and Willie Clayton. We on the blues circuit now. So we out and they doing shows and I'm doing sound. So I'm still working. We still doing the Jackson, Mississippi thing. And then like 2000, 2001, I moved to New Orleans. Did New Orleans 2 or 3 years. Started to get a real job, started working for the railroad and all that. And then I moved back to Chicago when I really, really started DJing again was in about, my daughter was born in 2003. I remember it correctly because now my daughter being born, when I'm in the house more. 2003, I stopped moving around and moving from place to place. I'm going to settle down because I got a daughter. And I was working for the city of Chicago Board of Education now. There was a guy there by the name of Keith, and he had a brother who was a DJ, and he passed away. And he said to me, he said, bro, don't you kind of mess with this music thing? Because they knew my background. I said, yeah. So he said, I got all my brother's stuff. I got his 1200s, I got his mixer, I got all his records. I said, man, how much you going to charge me, to get this? He brought her to work, started bringing her to work. He brought me the 1200s first, brought me like 2 crates of records. And every time we get paid, I hit him a little money. So I pay it off. And then he would bring me 2 more crates of records. So I pay him some money. He bring me 2 more crates of records. So that kind of started my DJ career again because I had the 1200s. I had all these records. And then the job I was working was on 47 in St. Louis. So right at the corner of 47 Archer was my man Andre. Hot Jams. Hot Jams. And show you how small the world is. At that time in Hot Jams in 2003, another famous DJ was working at Hot Jams. You know who that famous DJ was working the hot jams?
No.
Julius the Mad Thinker.
Oh wow.
So Julius the Mad Thinker was working the hot jams for Andre. So Julius would be like, man, I got these records, man. You need to check out. So all us was coming in there, and at that time, that's when I really decided to take it serious. And I would walk in the hot jams, and Mike Love would be in there, and you walk in there, and you might bump into Andre Hatchett, or you walk in there, you know, DJs, everybody.
Right.
We shopping with Andre, and Julius was, you know, had a keen ear before he really started blowing up. He would put records, and he would hold records for me. I would come in there on payday and pick what I wanted, be like, hold this for me. Next payday, I'm gonna come get this, and it just snowballed from there, man.
Okay.
I've been since 2003. I've been steady. You know?
Okay.
And so it's been good. I can't, you know, in front of me, it saved me. It got me out of a lot of trouble.
I know that's
I
right.
Down with a daughter, you know what
I
I'm
feel you.
doing, and I'm having fun by being my music background and being a music major, and it was a release to do that because I'm working a regular 9 to 5. So it was fun. It was an outlet, something to do. You know, I spent a lot of time practicing and going out and listening to other guys I look up to, and then, you know, start meeting them and introducing myself. And about also at that time too, about 2000. Before that, I had another mentor and best friend at the time who really, once I gravitated all these records, he started sitting down with me and showing me really how to really DJ. Not the self-taught stuff I need to do it, but how to formulate sets and how to put records together, and how to select stuff. And then he started teaching me a lot of studio stuff. And a lot of guys, y'all know him from his record Ride, Harrison Crump, which I met through a friend, my friend Maurice Harris, we call him Mo. He introduced me to Crump, and we call him Pooey. That's because that's what his mama called him. So I've been knowing and Ride. Made that record, started lyrics, no nothing. Crump was teaching me how to do vocals.
Okay.
So I can't remember his name now, but he had a condition. So the way we had the booth set up was like small. His room had a couch. So when he sings the part on the couch, on the floor, he's literally on the couch floor.
Right.
Just joking. It's just a joke.
Right.
Like a joke.
Right. Okay.
Another record he did, Stump Your Feet.
Mhm.
At that time, he was married. I'm not saying her name because they're not together now. And he was mad at her, and he came, just stomp your feet. Ooh, ooh. He was mad. Hey, we recorded a record, and then he came one. And I'm just we just clown around, having
That's
fun.
hilarious.
Put them out.
Oh man.
So it's just, it takes a long time to get these records out. You know, I know Ron, because me, Ron, and Harrison got a record together that I've been trying to get out and get released. Was supposed to go on Hump Records. That didn't work, but because Harrison signed to Sony. He was going to sign with Defected, but now he signed with Sony. You know, him and Black Coffee on the same label. So he had some issues with being able to release stuff.
Right.
So it's been kind of sitting on hold. It's called Fire and Desire. Hopefully he'll put it out. But you know, with him being in South Africa, me and being in Chicago, I talk to him like once a month.
Right.
You know, because them phone bills is crazy.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, man, it's just been a ride. You know, it's been good. Had my ups and downs. You know, I had good friends for a lot of years. I lost a lot of friends. I've gained a lot of new friends. And just keep venturing on, man. It's a lot of stuff that's going on. So, you know, just keeping it moving, staying positive. You know, this DJ thing, you know,
Oh yeah.
we love it. It's a love hate, it's like a relationship.
Mhm.
Sometimes you love it. Sometimes I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna sell all my stuff.
Right.
And then you know, you might go out and hit somebody. I remember one time I was gonna quit. I was like, no, I'm gonna sell all my stuff. Forget this. You know, not making no money. Don't nobody want to pay me. Doing this and doing that. But I, you know, I lost part of the question because done a lot of stuff, man. Wow. So you know, I did the Brian McKnight stuff.
Mhm.
I did Outcast for a little while, maybe 2 or 3 shows. I did we did Impact Convention, which Impact Convention at the time was at this hotel in Miami Beach called the Found Blue. I don't even know the Found Blue's still there, but it's like a 3-day convention on the beach, and you got all the artists. So I worked that a couple years, and 1 year I did it, and it was like the Isley Brothers, Patti LaBelle, Boy Man, Janae, Drew Hill, and this is with Drew Hill and Junior Mafia and Lil Kim and all them was coming up, and Twister was Tom Twister.
Right.
He wasn't even Twister. He there as convention for people who just got signed or trying to get signed, like unsigned hype kind of.
Mhm.
And I did that, and Samora was hosting, and Steve Harvey was hosting, and hang out, and found out that Ron Isley, real cool, was married to Regina Bell there. He likes soul food. I'm running around getting them what they want and sneaking around the hotel and showing them how to come through the kitchen. It's like, you know, cool. And then just a lot of stuff, man. Moving on from touring and working with Crump real heavy in the studio. So moving on, what I'm going to say, my next charter was a lot of people don't know me for house. Like, I have a hard time proving myself as a house DJ. And I just had a conversation with somebody real cool with me, real close with me, and decided just a couple days ago, like, I'm gonna do house, I can play house, but I gotta stay true to what's me, and that's everything. I love music. It's a music major. You know, I listen to jazz, John Coltrane, Thelonious Monk, Cannonball Adderley.
Right.
When I lived in New Orleans, I used to go listen to Ellis Marsalis like all the time at Preservation Hall. My mentor Ron that I did the thing with what's her name? He did City Movements with Wynton Marsalis. So I've spent nights at Wynton crib, you know what I'm saying, with him, hanging out in New York and what have you, and going to Alvin Ailey because he was doing Alvin Ailey, and doing jazz at Rockefeller Center and all that. So I've got a lot of music coaching. So about 2010. So I was really, really, really heavy in the studio with Crump, and he had switched over to R&B. So we had these artists. At the time, y'all may know them, some not. We had all these artists I was working with. I was working with Hot to Death, Cold Steel, and Beads, and a couple more artists that's up and coming. It's hard because it's a lot of years, but Cold Steel and Beads and Feeve and them guys stick out. And I had another artist, her name was Tierra Neve, which is Heaven's Pill back. At the time, y'all don't know him, he does security for Chosen Few. He's got a security company. His name is Tony Hill. Tony Hill these artists, which was a guy, Devin Golder, who worked with Wyclef and all that. Devin Golder, Jamie McGrone, and Chris. I can't remember Chris' last name. I can see his face. But anyway, they were a group and doing all these records. And at that time, Slim from 112 was coming in the studio. So I was recording him and working with that stuff. So we had this bright idea where we basically did a bio on every artist. We did their headshots. I put them in a folder. And instead of presenting them with all these tracks, I did a mixtape. You know, hey, coming up next, you got Tierra in the face, my man Feeve, hot, you know, because mixtapes was up and coming. It's 2010. So that's how I got my start on that side. If you look back, a lot of people know me from Dat Piff and mixtapes and that stuff when I've done artists, you know, King Codeine and Jelani Bowling and all these up and coming. I was doing a lot of mixtapes, and I was part of a crew. I was part of Hitman DJs Midwest and part of another mixtape murderer DJs, and I was doing all these mixtapes. But anyway, long story short, not to bore you, so we went to New York, packed up, just on the fluke. I had a plane credit. I used my plane credit. Crumb jumped on the plane. Tony jumped on the plane. We ran all around New York. At the time, Koch Records was still popping. We went to Koch, went to Jive, went to G Unit. Wayne Williams remembered, but I sat in his office at Jive Records in New York and sat down and showed him this. So there's this one girl from Def Jam Records named Shantae. I can't remember Shantae last name now because it's been over 10 years. Anyway, I present her with the package or whatever. In about maybe 3-4 weeks, I get a call on a Tuesday. And I forget, it was like mid-December. It was cold outside. I got a call, and she goes, "Is this DJ Chef?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "I heard a mixtape you did for those artists." And I always give my blessings and shout out to Sean Mack. They were trying to book Sean Mack in Korea.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean Mack didn't want to do it because he wanted all his money up front for what they were paying. And they said, "We're not going to send you all your money up front because there's no guarantee that you're going to show."
Right.
So the promoter or whatever reached out to Def Jam and said, "Do you have a DJ or somebody that come over here and play? Because we trying to do this party and we don't have no DJ." Shantae got on the phone because she heard my mixtape, called me and said, "Can you go and represent Def Jam?" "Yeah, I can go." "What is it like?" She say, "They're going to send you our itinerary with your flight or whatever. Do you need a deposit?" I looked at it as, they sending me a round trip ticket confirmed from here to Korea and back in a hotel room. It's vacation.
Right.
I ain't never been out the country before. So I hurried up, expedited my passport, went down there. You know, if you show them your trip and your stuff, you get your passport right away. Because I had let my passport kind of expire. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I went and did that, expedited the passport. That was Tuesday. I went down there Wednesday. I left like Thursday night, went down there, flew straight in, went in. So it was a great experience for me because it was like $750 for Friday night. I paid 45 minutes. I played an hour and a half Saturday night, $1,500. I'm like, I just made $2,250 in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I went overseas on a trip and they fed me and they did all this and all that. This is great. Now I'm hooked, you know. So from there, I've been just moving and moving and moving and moving, man. So,
okay, so all right, so I know you stayed. Okay, so let's get some traction of history of where you stayed. So Chicago is your start, Jackson, Mississippi, New Orleans, back to Chicago.
I went to New York for a little while.
New York.
Yeah, I'm in New York. I just recently moved to Houston right before COVID. I moved to Houston in December 2000. Good friends. I went to Jack State with Tony Shelby, DJ Tony Hustle.
Okay.
We did his birthday party. So it was me, him, DJ Tony Hustle, and then we brought down Sundance and Steve.
Okay.
So that was a big successful party. It was one of the, not the V breakout party, but one of the breakout parties for me in Houston, where they started checking for me. And then all of a sudden I had all the stuff booked. We had a party with Gene booked. We had all these parties booked. And coming, and then it just COVID hit. I was like March 17th, March 19th. It was like COVID.
Yep.
And all the parties I had April, May, June. I'm talking about all these bookings flatline.
I was booked to go to Miami.
Yep.
The day of
COVID
flight. The day of the flight. The flight was 6 a.m. in the morning, and it got canceled. Shut down right there.
I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
so I stayed in Houston from 2019 to just July of last year, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
Then my mom got kind of real sick, and she been living in the same house 50 years. They live in a house where you got to go upstairs or downstairs, and she can't do it no more because she had a stroke, and she, wheelchair and walker. She can get around much better now, but she couldn't go up and down. So it was part where she was kind of living upstairs. So I came back to move her, and I've been back and forth to Houston. So my plan now is to come here summertime shy and get cold here, back to Houston. That's what I'm trying to do. So I mean, it work if you work.
I feel you.
So, yeah.
Okay, so tell me about you told me about some of your mentors in regards to I'm going to basically say to your introduction of music and your introduction of producing music, because I would say Harrison probably would be one of those people.
Yeah,
So who would you say on the DJ side that, I mean, and it doesn't just have to be house, but this is the Vintage House show. But who would you say? I mean, because you've been around a lot of DJs. I know you have, because again, like I said, I've known you long enough, and the circles that we've been in together, there have been a lot of influential people around us. So who would you say on the house side that you would say that, what, this will be a dude I'll follow to he don't play no more?
I probably Mike Dunn, definitely. Mike, because with his run in Reynolds Tuesday night, you follow him before Mike. When Terry Hunter had their registries at the Shrine, I was in there religiously on Sunday. Bang Sunday. I was religious, man. Terry Hunter was that dude. I was telling somebody else that. It was like, Terry Hunter? I was like, Terry Hunter was
happy belated, Terry.
Yeah, happy belated birthday, bro. Yeah, Leo brother. He was that dude. Like, he was the first person really to play Black Coffee Superman and the Monique Binghams and the hot stuff. You'd be like, dang, what was that? This before Shazam.
Right.
And you'd be like, and that, man, Terry, what was that record?
Right.
And Mike was playing hot records. And I remember asking Mike, hey, man, what was this song you played? And famous Mike, Shells, if I give you my edits, then they become our edits. Right. So I can't give you the records. So after I really got into the DJ game, it got serious, and he seen I was serious, so I was really kind of doing my thing. Then he would share, a little bit of stuff with me, and I'll stick my chest out. I'm proud. I got a song. I got some songs from Mike. So he acknowledged me when I come in the club. Now, hey, Mike, so and then like Ron, meeting Ron and working with Ron and working with Farley. I actually recorded a lot of people on there. I recorded the vocals for My House Head.
Okay.
We recorded that at Crumb Studios on 115th. Farley discovered I was recording the guy. Well, I'm gonna tell you. We're gonna put it out there since we're on the radio. The guy whose name is Billy Monroe is his stage name.
Right.
But a lot of people don't know that Billy Monroe was a gospel artist named Jermaine Favor.
Okay.
And I was working on his gospel album, recording his lyrics for his gospel album, recording this with his whole, he had his little 5-piece choir, and we were stacking vocals, and Farley heard him. Dude, dope, because weeks passed, he came back, and me, him, and Crump in the studio and recording the vocals and getting it right. And then you have I'm a House Head. Do I get credit? No. Did I learn?
Yes. Absolutely. Okay. So you are a true born Southsider.
Yeah, Wild Hunters, 111 and so between Union and Low, like 50 years my parents there, my whole life.
Wow, 111 and Low?
111 and Low.
Man, White Castle's out, shout out.
White Castle,
shout out. Oh man, wait a minute. Shout out to what was the name of the place? They just closed it. What's the pizza joint? The pizza joint.
DeMarco's, the Menzos.
The Menzos.
Yeah,
they just closed it.
Yeah.
Man, I was mad. Anyway. So being a true Southside house head, We just got through having that conversation with Ron Carroll. What do you think is wrong with the way or status quo in the house music industry right now in Chicago?
Not to piggyback off Ron Carroll, I heard what he said, but it is true. What's really wrong with the South Side of Chicago is it's a lot of egos. Yeah, it really is. It's a lot of cats out here. I play better than him. Why is he playing here? This cat undercut me. A lot of sneak dissing, a lot of stuff. And I think that would make it better if you remember they tried to start the no ego movement.
Yeah.
Which worked for a little while and it didn't. But what really would progress the South Side, like how the North Side's progressing, if cats would just sit down, man, and talk to each other. Y'all got to get off the book, man, with that back and forth and lives, and you sneak this in this one, you sneak this in that one, and you record an audio for him and you playing back what he said. That he say, she say stuff, man, gotta stop, bro.
Yeah, well, that ain't never gonna stop.
It's the unity. I think that all of us at our age now, like ain't none of us kids now.
Right.
So all of us at an age where we need to just, if you need to call somebody on something, call them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get no names and say, because I've had my beefs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people know what it is and what it ain't. And I've since reached out to that person. Since I seen like, hey man, because one of the last conversations I had with that person, the mediator who was on the phone trying to get us to I'm gonna put it out there because I'm with Rock. Y'all know what it is. I had a beef with Type. You know what I'm saying? With Maurice Davis, and I was in Houston during COVID, and I was doing my little show, and I had put it out there for weeks, and he decided he gonna do the show the day before my show. And name it the same thing as me when I've been doing this since 2013. Now it's 2020, and Buddy want to have a problem with what I'm doing, and I've been doing this almost 8 years. Okay. They all love and hate, but I reached out to him because the person who was trying to mediate between us, rest in peace, was Paul Johnson.
Right.
Paul Johnson on the phone with me and him on a three-way. Hey man, y'all need to cut it out. Knock it off, bro. Hey man, y'all need to work that out. Now he beefing at me, I'm beefing at him. We get mad. Paul like, wow, whoa, man. I wasn't expecting all that. So now we hang up the phone with Paul. Paul came called me back like, man, you wrong. You need to do this, you do that, and we still ain't talked to just recent. When I saw him actually at GB Disco, I saw him and I didn't get to talk to him because he was in and out so quick. But I call him up on the phone. I say, hey, bro, hey man, we ain't getting no younger. I'm saying Cass is dying. Last time we was on the phone, Paul gone, we need to let bygones be bygones. When you get some time, hit me back. Of course, he haven't called me back, but I made the effort. So that's neither here or there. We're gonna try to work it out. I hope he find his heart to work it out. But I'm saying that to say is, if you're friends with somebody, boys, I got a problem with something. Don't pick up the phone and call. Don't get on the book with, man, I had a problem with him. And that's why we really fell out, because you can call me. It's like you call me with Paul, you can call me. Don't dog me. On the book, but I didn't put, because a lot of people don't know, we live together at 57 in Wentworth. 5709, the club over there called Our House. This is where House of Palooza started in 2013. It was my birthday party. Started right at our club. You remember, because I believe you were there. I had the lineup. Yep. It was Sean Hardison. Y'all know him as DJ Sean T. Snooze, Alicia. When I got cool, this is the first time I met Hugo and Stacy at WNC, and I reached out to them. Hugo and Stacy played. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I had a decent lineup. I'm winning. It was, with DJ Alicia, Hugo, you know what I'm saying, Stacy, Titan, Sean Hardison, Snooze, and I think one person played Oh, did I said Stacy, right?
Right.
Stacy played, and Fritz Charles, you live in Houston now.
Gotcha.
Fritz played, and and Harrison Crump, my mentor, he played. That was my lineup, 2013. Then I did it again. No,
that place was nice downstairs.
it was nice, wasn't it?
Man, that thing was beautiful.
But
that place was beautiful.
We fix it up like that.
I know you put the work in.
Like, we put the work in.
No, it was
but when it was small parties, it was cool. And then after it started building, and now we got it cracking, and it's like people 150, 200 people down there.
And then
now the landlord like, whoa, no, man. If something happened down here,
right? It's all
I'm gonna get sued. It's gonna be on you.
Right.
So then I got some investors together, and I was looking at buying the building, but he was talking like astronomical prices. He wanted at that time. It's crazy because you look at it. This was 2013. At the time, he wanted $275,000 for the building. And the investor I had, who had it, he was like, nah, not 275. It's Inglewood. But now the building worth almost $750,000 in Inglewood. Right. Who knew? Anyway, and it was nice. It's an alderman office now. It's the alderman. Mm-hmm. The alderman, she moved down there, which is so crazy. And I ran to her. She said, can you show me your pictures of how it looked before I moved in? With all the rubble and garbage and the floor messed up. And, we put a little pool table down there, did all the lights, I did the marble countertops, I put the TVs, there wasn't no cable down there. Ran cables in, it was a beautiful spot. But from there, I moved on. People don't know. Another guy I worked with, if you remember Patrick White, they owned a new loft. That was 2 blocks from where I live. So when he had that spot, I went down like, man, it'll work. He's like, for real, man, I've been doing it down the street from you, dude. But the landlord, I was driving limo for him then, because he had a company called Pink Transportation. Okay. And that was my little side hustle. Pat was my guy. And I put the plug in there. They're like, man, this is a nice spot. So he put the money in down there, and he started the new law. Unfortunately, that had to come to an end. But the Chosen Few had parties down there, Chosen Few picnic parties. And, Ike Williams was doing Cold Red there, and that was a nice spot. Yeah. So I've had 2 successful spots that I was a part of, because our house was successful for a while. We did the Great Day to Be a DJ thing, which I missed because that's when I was in Korea. Right. That was 2011. Okay. When all the DJs came, we did the whole DJ Cypher thing. That was 2011. We did that. So yeah. Wow. It's just time just go by. You don't ever think about it, bro.
How about that?
Yeah, you forgot we did DJ Cypher. We had all the DJ setups now. You remember that?
Wow.
It was like on a Sunday.
Yeah. Dang. Yeah. Whoa. Man. This is amazing because timelines just come and go now.
Yeah, you start remembering stuff like we did it. We did a lot of stuff.
All it takes is one remembers. You remember like, wow.
And I mean, Titan was my dude.
Yeah.
I hate we did fall out. I hope he hit it. Somebody told, hey, follow him out because he kind of furthered my love for DJing. Like, man, don't quit. He was motivational. Man, keep going, bro. You a dope DJ, man. Go somewhere and practice. And then by me living downstairs and he lived above me, all the tracks you heard, that the melodies and all that stuff, he banging over my head. And it was a musical apartment because it was dope. Because I live right here. Titan lived upstairs. And across from me, there's a young man by the name of Cleo Bird, which he's the minister of music at Freedom Baptist Church now. That big church in Hillside next to the CarMax. Okay. He's the minister of music. He's working on his keyboard. So it's music over here. Right. I got music over here. Titan got music. We only had one dude in the whole building that could play. Right. But it was cool. We had it going on. So if Titan needed keys, he had Cleo, hey, you the keys. You know what I'm saying? If I had an idea to do it, I had my little studio down here. Right. Yeah. Oh man. I mean, it was dope. It really was. Right. And, I hate that it got to be where it is, but So
well, I mean,
it is what it is sometimes.
Everything's gonna work out.
Yeah.
That's the motivation that's gonna be behind it. Because if I gotta get involved, I'm knocking heads anyway. So we we passed 50,
Yeah.
or at least
Yeah,
knocking
close to it.
or
Knocking on the
let's say
door.
knocking on the door. So
I just turned 48.
we've got more behind us than we do in front of us.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. So we'll work. It'll work out. I know it will. So I forgot you are that much younger than I feel old as hell. Thanks.
Yes.
Man, woo, Lord. Okay. So now, current status is I see. I mean, I know. I know you do things. I know your promotional side is strong. It's real strong. I mean, if anybody doesn't know, I mean, it's kind of strong. Your links with people here and Houston is strong. I mean, you've gotten past the COVID thing, and and I know there was a couple of things I know you were doing down in Houston. I would see and notice, and then you come up here and you do. I mean, I know again. I know it's strong, but what do you think could progress it further here in Chicago?
As far as the promotion here
Promotion
in Chicago,
side, yeah. I mean, because social media is social media.
I'm kind of grassroots in that with my promotion. So a lot of people don't even know. This past weekend, if you go on Facebook and see, we did this thing. We got some guys in Morgan Park, which was in my old neighborhood. I lived through 111 Union. We did 111 in Morgan. We did a party called, which was kind of a rip off of 3 Hours Spanking, but they named it 3 Hours Across.
Right.
Okay. So it's basically the house on the corner of 111 and Morgan, then the house in the middle of 110th, between 110th and Morgan and Sangamon, and then a house on 110th and Sangamon. So what we did was we blocked off 111 at 111 in Peoria, and then the alley came down, and then it L back all the way to Morgan.
Okay.
So like an L, we set the stage up in the L and ran a stack of speakers going down the alley, put the porta potties in the alley, ran a stack of speakers out to the general public, blocked off the alley right here, put the generator there, put stage sound and lighting up, and didn't do no Facebook promotion. I might have posted it and left it. All we did was word of mouth. We need to put the location out. Said 3 Hours Across, Let's Get Entertainment, which is a crew. We started back in 2010, which it started out with 5 of us, and then it grew to about 12 of us now. And we got members here and in Houston, because my man Tony Hustle and Fritz Charles part of it, you know what I'm saying, in Houston. And I was using the same brand there. And we did the reunion kind of sort of. 3 Hours Across, the reunion, the Backyard Boogie. And we just word of mouthed it and said we was all getting back together for one day and play. So shout out to our man DJ Corey. Y'all know we got the residence over what's this spot on Dixie Highway.
Entrance like that?
Not the entrance. This is on Dixie Highway across from Dixmoor. Over there, cat a corner to it. I can't think of it right now. But he's got the resident DJ Corey, DJ Gemini, who play House of Disco. We call him Disco. My man DJ Silk, who's doing the CVS party this weekend with B-Side and Breathless. He played. My man DJ Tana DJ, CVS DJ played. I played, and then DJ E, who started a new company. He doing sounding like we did that, and we started at 4:00 in the PM. And we basically played mixes till 7. The crowd came out there. The first actual DJ came on at 7, and it was just 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and it was over by 1. And off word of mouth, we had 300 people. Just off the word of mouth.
Right.
And that's just how strong the promotion is, grassroots. Hey, man, you know they doing a block club party. Mr. T even came. Just people, one person to another person, and then the CVS community is strong.
Right.
And a lot of people was at Hyde Park alumni picnic and Kenwood, starting it late like that. It picked up.
Right.
We got the sound, we got the stage, we got the lighting. It was cool, just off word of mouth. So they want to make it an annual thing because it was the second time they did it, and we decided to branch with them and do it because we wanted the platform to play. You know what I'm saying? We got our monies together and we helped them out because we had a trade permits, to block the streets.
Right.
off.
Yeah,
And
you got to do all that.
we did the sound stage and lighting and all that type of stuff. And we collaborated, and it's just the strength of numbers. And I'm saying that to say us as a DJ community, which I'm gonna put this out here, and I put this out here a few years ago, and I'm gonna put this out here now because it's something I still want to do. We were talking about different cliques and different DJ groups. At the time, you had the ghetto DJs, you had us, Let's Get Entertainment. You got you guys over there in the park, GB Disco. You got Block Club DJs. You got all these different coalitions, right?
Right.
So what I wanted to do, and I'll put it out here, y'all can still if y'all want to, but it's on public record. I said this. I wanted to put together a picnic, a collective picnic, and name it Where I'm From, and get 2 DJs from GB Disco, 2 DJs from Ghetto DJs, 2 DJs from Let's Get It, 2 DJs from this crew. We all get together and do an all-day picnic, 12 to 12. And if we all got together, because right now in Chicago, what happens is where the segregation comes in, and it's a good thing because everybody is, hyped up and bit the bug to do the picnics because of the success of the Chosen Few and the success of 3 Hours Banging and all this and all that.
Queens of House.
Queens of House, all that. And the only reason really the Let's Get It platform works so great because we play everything from bounce to house. We play steppers, we play trap, we played 2000 trap, we played juke, we played,
Right.
disco, we played
Y'all run the
little
gamut of
R&B.
music. Right.
We really gave them the music, so the
Right.
people went out there while this all day. But I think as a collective, we got together for one day, and everybody did what they did. Just everybody. Just think if you had DJs, DJs of the craft or on the level DJs, and everybody just put their differences aside for one day and did one picnic. We shut the city down.
Yeah.
Because right now, it's like I go crazy. I want to do all this stuff. It's like Queens of House, Attic Picnic, Manuel doing a picnic. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They doing a picnic up north, Ark Fest,
Yeah.
Pilsen Fest, everything going on at one time. You trying to make all these things, and we just pick one day. I'm putting this out here. Just pick one day. Say, okay, any random day. Say Labor Day weekend. We all gonna get together as a collective crew one day and do this one picnic. Now, I said the argument gonna come in. Who gonna play?
Yep.
Out the crew. You gotta flip a coin or something.
Right.
But that's where the argument will come in. Who's gonna represent each crew?
Right.
But I put it out there. If y'all down with it, y'all want to do it, hit me on the book. I'm on DEEJYSHELLZ on all platforms. Reach out to me. I usually get my Facebook. I got to get my Instagram and my Twitter back up. They there, but I haven't been using them. But I got to do that because I kind of leaned off social media a little bit because it got addictive.
Yep.
You start getting on Facebook and 2 hours later, like, man, I'm supposed to be
off
here. And I'm in the house on the dog on Facebook. So I kind of shut social media down a little bit. So now it's to the point now I just post stuff. I'm here and I'm out. You know what I'm saying? So that's pretty much where I'm at. But get at me. Also, just to put it here out here publicly, a couple things coming up with me is I got a new residency. I'm doing Bixby's Bar and Grill. Used to be Lux 223, and now it's Bixby's, brand new club, all brand new. From the floor to the plumbing to the AC to the bar to everything. Totally redid it. Beautiful place. I'm gonna go live from there tomorrow and show y'all that place because we're doing a promotional fish fry this Friday, and we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna do the Bears games. And the first Bears game September 11th. I got my girl Sundance, Chicago tightest female DJ coming through, and we're gonna rock that spot out for the first Bears game. So we doing that. And then I got a call today. I'm gonna be the newest member of CSI Radio, so I'm gonna start that on Tuesday nights, first week of September. Hopefully, once we work out all logistics from 8 to 10 o'clock, and on that show, I'm probably gonna mix it up. So every week, because Warehouse is the first hour is gonna be house, but in the second hour, maybe steppers. 1 weekend, maybe rap. Week it may be country west, whatever we feeling.
Mhm.
Depending, I'm gonna have guest DJs on, and we gonna do what we gonna do. We gonna do music. It might even be jazz. It's just whatever we feel that week, what we gonna do. But we gonna dedicate the first hour of the house, and then after that, we gonna do what we gonna do.
Okay.
So it's gonna give platform for DJs who play everything. You know what I'm saying? They want to play something different. We ain't go too far this new trap. Probably
Right.
stay in the golden era, and maybe early 2000s. But grown folk, what we gonna do? What we do.
I got you.
So,
All right,
yeah.
that's cool. This is my man, DJ Shells. We
Yeah,
go
right.
back again. Check him out. DEEJAYSHEELLZ
on all social media.
on everything.
Right.
You ain't gonna find it no other name. Ain't gonna find nothing else on him but that.
Yep.
So check him out. Friend him on Facebook. Follow him on Facebook. Follow him if he's got somewhere to go.
Oh, and before I forget, Track Source, my record, Lose Yourself. I'm still out there. Me and Harrison Crump.
Yes.
People starting to play that. Go get it.
I always play it when he comes in. He's like, y'all, I get the eye rolling. So, it's cool. So, yeah, anyway. So, yeah. So, thanks for coming out, brother. I appreciate it. This has been the Vintage House Radio Show. I'm your boy, DJ Rocky. Peace out.